Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything. Oh my gosh. We'll be answering this question today. Here we go. Oops. Let's make it bigger. The question for today is Katrina, how can I attract people to start the business? How can I attract them to my online business if I'm new and I don't have results yet, like the seasoned business owners like you? What do I do? Can I still grow my business? So we'll be addressing this question. By the way, if this is the first time you are seeing me, I'm Katrina. I love what I do. I empower career moms and dads make life changing money online. Whew. Oh my gosh, it's minus 17 degrees Celsius. Feels like minus 23. I'm frozen again. Whew. And I remember I have this mittens and this scarves. A scarf. My husband actually got it from the closet yesterday, so I'm using it. Here you go. Whew. I don't usually do go lives when it's super cold like this, but I want to again leverage my energy and the beautiful sunshine despite the freezing, frosty weather. So we'll be answering this. And by the way, if this is the first time you are um, watching this episode, Ask Me Anything. This is your opportunity to connect with me, ask your questions, whether in the comment section or, sending me a private message if you're feeling a little shy. That's totally fine. I was like that too. And here we get to talk about life, business, ask your questions, life. There you go, or DM me. Um, Growing a business and motherhood and everything in between. Oh my gosh, I'm getting conscious because I don't know if my nose is getting. Whew, hang on, because when it's so cold like this, you wouldn't know if you already have if your nose is already dripping. And okay, I just dropped off my eldest, sorry, my youngest, and all the other boys. Also, my husband is at work, so this is my time, and this is also for those of you who are currently business owners in the community, also in my business team. This is also my strategy to really hone that habit of being consistently showing up um, on your social media pages, on your across your platforms, is set aside a time, like if you are like every 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 8 p.m. after dinner, or anchor it in an activity, if not with a specific time. For example, after I drop off my youngest on my way back to home, on my way back home, I'll just set aside maybe 10-15 minutes. I'll find a quiet spot like this where I am right now and do a go live while my energy's up because I'm a morning person. My creative juices are usually flowing out in the morning and it wanes down towards the afternoon. So I want to get it out of my way first stop of the day. Does it happen every single time? No. Sometimes I also fall out of the wagon. Life happens, but uh, I try to make time for it as soon as I can, like in the afternoon, or if something exciting happened in the afternoon, and I would share it, or I would just document my journey. So that's my side tip for you guys. And yes, sir. By the way, let me know where you are tuning in from, so we know how global we are. Okay. Hey, Steph. Good morning. You are early. Hey, Anne Marie. Good morning, sis. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so last night I was with I did a Zoom, I'm doing a boot camp series with my new business partners. We're about like really small group last night, about 10 or so. And it reminded me when I was a new business owner 5 years ago, turning 6 years this coming April. And one of the frequently asked questions that I get, of course, up until this day, is this one: Katrina, I'm so new. I'm just starting out. How can I attract people here in our business to start their business too? How can I inspire them like what you do? And if I'm new and I don't have the results yet, like other seasoned business owners like you've been doing this for 5 years. Is it possible for me to grow my business like you? And my answer there is I totally feel you. And because I also felt that way when I was starting out, I was like, oh my gosh, there are already like 21,000 people in our private global community. Now it's like more than 230,000 after 5 years of being here. And of course, not everybody is like an online business owner. Some are just starting out in their journey. Some are just checking the opportunity that we are in the very varied stages in our businesses. So that was also my initial thought. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't even have any experience with businesses, social media, marketing. How does this even work? How can they attract people? Of course, naturally, you're attracted to people who has more people who have social proof. They have results themselves. It's human nature. You will believe something if they have proof to show up for it. But how about me? I was just starting out, so I totally understand where you're coming from. And then, as what I found out is that as you start your journey, we are doing attraction marketing here. Of course, there are products and companies at the back end, like any legitimate businesses. We're not just earning money for people like joining, watching the webinar. Of course, that's the scheme. We don't earn from that. We have legitimate sources of our commissions or of our income at the back end. We are working with three companies, affiliate companies right now, and um, one of them is the biggest source of our commissions. Um, and then there, so what I found out is really the number one thing that really helped me grow in the business, how I was able to attract people, is this strategy that I'll be sharing with you guys. But before that, let's define first what is attraction marketing, Katrina. I've been hearing this. You guys, okay, you don't show any products or companies or services that's on your back end. Okay, I get that. Looks like that's your strategy, which is yes, that is actually our strategy. So let's define first what is attraction marketing. This is attraction marketing. I'll read it to you guys, okay? Especially for those of you who are hearing this for the first time, or if you've been dipping your toes in the online space, you might have heard about this. And if you're in the business and you've heard about this, this is our strategy, but kind of still hazy because you're still new in the business. Here you go. Attraction marketing, basically, it's a strategy. It's a strategy where you attract people to your business by showcasing value, building trust, and positioning yourself as a solution to their problems without directly, quote unquote, selling or pushing products instead pushing your products or opportunity. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? There are other people who does online who do their online businesses by directly selling their products and services. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just different strategies for different businesses and different people. So instead of focusing on what you're selling, you focus on what your audience needs, share stories, and provide insights that draw them to you naturally. Just like what I'm doing right now, I'm providing value. And the number one strategy that really helped me is really just documenting my journey. You know, I would, I'm not, I wasn't confident doing videos like this before. I would just post photos. I was unhealthy when I got started here. I was just wanting to earn extra $1,000 because that was the amount that was lost during my mat leave. I was earning 2,100 net per month, and when you're on your parental leave here in Canada, when you're in between jobs, you can receive employment insurance to help you out with the daily living, and that's 55% of whatever previous salary that you're getting. So technically, I was just getting $1,000 from that employment insurance. So there's like missing $1,000. So that's what I was just trying to bridge, and then Turns out it was way more than what I was expecting. I was just documenting my journey. I would take photos of myself. I was carrying my son. I was on the laptop that my, you know, and I was telling a story in my post that I'm grateful that I'm able to do. I'm able to start this extra source of income from home while I was on my mat leave. I didn't say I was earning this much or I was already able to move to to a new place or send my son to school to a private school or sponsor my parents' Canadian visa, travel more, help more people because I haven't had those results yet when I was starting out and you know my audience would know they can sense if if you're lying. And some people would say fake it until you make it. Maybe in some situations it can be applicable. But for me, just being authentic is the real name of the game. Just sharing your journey. You don't need to say, oh, I was able to buy this house because of the business. You're just 3 weeks into the business. Maybe, yes, you were able to purchase that house because of the previous ventures or jobs that you have. And you can say that. Um, you don't need to say you were able to purchase something or do something because of the online business if you haven't really done it and because you're just starting out. That would be not not a good way to attract people because eventually they would find out, oh, you're actually traveling already before you're here in the business, and have business partners like that. They're like traveling the world even before finding the business. They have beautiful houses, they have their dream cars already prior to doing the business. But what made them attracted here is because they were able to get those stuff by trading time for money. So I'm telling them, then tell your audience, tell your story, your background, where you're from, the place that you grew up in, your pain points. What you didn't like about your background in terms of your career? I have a good paying job as a healthcare professional, as a nurse, as an accountant, as a teacher, as a doctor, but I realized I'm still trading time for money, or I wanted to travel more and retire early. That's why I started this business. So just share your story, just share the opportunity itself. Focus on your story, documenting your journey, your growth, and other people's growth. Make You can leverage on other people's stories, testimonials, of course, with permission. And we have tons of those in our online business community and also just in our team alone there are like so many moms, dads, professionals, young, and nearing retirement, getting huge results in the business. And when I say huge results, it's not just like houses and cars. Of course those are really good stuff, or jewelry or bags, not just material stuff, but most importantly, when you're starting out, you document your growth in terms of your mindset, the learnings, the skills. Like you can tell your audience, like I've been learning things that I never thought that I'll be doing in my life, like doing social media, advertising, like posting, sharing my story, like really connecting with people authentically. I never knew that I'll be able to do that. I thought social media is just for connecting with people that I know, my friends, my family, and that's it. I didn't know that I'll be able to connect with other people from other parts of the world authentically by just sharing my story, by just showing up consistently. So that's how you connect. That's the results that I'm saying, not just the material things that you get from the business, not just the income post. Although yes, that those are awesome stuff because at the end of the day, yes, people want the numbers, right? But when we say value, you're not just sharing. Of course, when you say value, you inspire, you entertain people, and you give them insights in your own journey as well, sharing your story. Because at the end of the day, we all want connection. We thrive in building connections with others. If you're a mom like me, maybe you can share some hacks as well of how you do like behind the scenes when you prepare your kids for winter, or like some snacks hacks. Like last night, I shared something like that. If you are interested, if your kids are into pizza, I put a little twist, like tortilla, something like that. It doesn't need to be like really deep into like business stuff. Sometimes just light, fun and light moments. You can share that with your audience. And I've been following this content creator. She's a Filipino mom based in New York. She doesn't have really an online business, but she's a corporate executive, mom of two, and she's just sharing personal development tips, strategies. And she said in one of her reels, because at the end of the day, people want connection. And she said, everything is content. Like, she likes sharing behind the scenes of moms, like every day, like how do they do their makeup. That's why I also share that. Because I know a lot of moms, ladies, and other other people, like, want to know that. And it's nice to see how other people live their lives, and we will realize that we're really not alone, we're really not different from each other, because what I'm experiencing, you guys also experience, and vice versa, right? So focusing on your story, giving value in terms of, sharing your story, your growth, and other people's growth, their testimonials, and the opportunity itself. Like, what are the results this business has done for other people? Not also, of course, you, most importantly, in terms of your growth, when you're starting out, the skills and the mindset, the strategy that you're learning. And of course, sprinkle it with testimonials from other people. I'm not very huge in sharing that in the past, but now I'm focusing back on that, because I know people also want to see results. Like, okay, is it just you, Katrina, winning in this business? Like, hey, there are tons, like thousands more, and now I'm focusing on highlighting them as well, because it's not just me winning here in the business, and I'm so grateful that I'm able to share those, that people are allowing me to share that. So focus on those strategies, documenting yourself, and don't beat yourself up to it. Like, okay, I don't have like in compose. I cannot do opening envelopes like you, Katrina. I don't have any um, commission checks arriving in the mail yet. I don't do that. Then don't do that. I didn't do that at the beginning. You don't need to. And the most important thing that I learned here, that's why I have tons of content ideas, is when you fully embrace something, it will just naturally flow. Excuse me. Although, of course, you have to be mindful. Um, also, like for example, you're on vacation and you want to leverage on that. You want to leverage on your life experiences, but still being present on that moment. And I have this recently, like, new business partner. She's a good friend of mine from the university. She just went back to the Philippines. She's now based in Las Vegas, and she just celebrated her birthday in Boracay. And I was commending her for documenting her journey, her birthday celebration in Boracay. And these are like really good content, like reels, and she's putting up like short stories there, and it's really fun. And she mentioned, without me telling her, that she actually listed out the possible content concepts that she can film or document in her trip to the Philippines, and really setting aside time to edit like short reels or do her postings, without, this is the key there, without really intruding her vacation. Like, she's being very intentional about it, because she was with her loved ones, very close to her closest friends and families. And that's the thing that I also learned, like, later on in my journey. Like, okay, I want to document my journey as a mom, but making sure I don't miss out on the moment itself. Like, and sometimes also my husband would tell me, would be a good reminder for me that, hey, we're here, let's enjoy, no phones, if we can. But he will be the one who will like document the journey for me, at that moment. So those are just some insights that I want you guys to learn from me. I'm sharing this so you don't need to like wait 5 years before you learn those stuff. Yeah, so because at the end of the day, sharing is caring, and I want you to win online. And yeah, let me see your comments here. Oh my gosh. Whew. Whew, so many here. Okay, let's see. From Maryland, USA, Coach Anne Marie. Hi, Pauline. Um, hello from Dubai, from Windsor, Arian. Awesome. Jacqueline from Nova Scotia. Good morning, Lisa. Neighbor here. Clarice, hello. Good morning. You're up early too. Hi, Yaluchi. Thank you. um, oh my gosh. There you go. I got so fired up. So that's how you attract. That's the answer. I know, right? It's minus 17 here, Clarice. But feels like minus 23. For me, it's like minus 40. So that's how you guys can attract people to start a business, even if you're just new here. Okay, just sharing your journey, documenting it, being intentional, like just enjoying sunrises, being able to enjoy sunrise for 5 minutes of peace, especially if you're a parent, if you're a mom. That is a golden hour. Because as soon as the kids wake up, it's a busy day. Sometimes you just go through the motions, and it's it's a different story. It's gonna be like a blur already when we just let the day pass by. And you can say, I started my online business journey because I wanted more quiet times like this, um, and more intentional moments with my kids, or I want to travel more. I want to be able to provide more for my kids, like take them to dance classes, take them to music lessons, um, take them to sports without breaking the bank. Being able to support their loves, their likes, their interests, and that's huge for us parents because it's heartbreaking. And I've been there. Like you wanted to give your children more experiences, but you're not just able to because you're just surviving. And I remember when we were starting out here in Canada, we're always looking out for like activities for the kids, but the money's just tight, so we would just go to what the community center is offering, which is good, not too bad at all. But we have to line up like 7 in the morning. Oh my gosh! Before the online registration came to be, well, we still line up these days, especially for like special activities that they want to try in the community center. But some other extra stuff, yeah. When people say money doesn't buy happiness, yeah, it doesn't. But it's not the most important thing. But it affects the most important things, people in your life. You're able to give more when you have more, and I tell you, it's different. It hits different when you can give your parents like a new brand new laptop without breaking the bank. It hits different when they're saying thank you to you because you're able to provide them, give back, especially in our Filipino culture. It's not necessary for us to give back, but that's just the way we feel, especially as as children, wanting to show respect, and as a sign of our thank you to our parents, being able to give like extra cash when they request it without you worrying, oh my gosh, this is going to affect the whole budget for the month. If they request like extra 5,000, 10,000 pesos, and then you're still able to give it. When you give generously, it's a different feeling. Yes, it's nice to have gifts for yourself, but it's just a different kind of satisfaction when you're able to give to others, to your family, to your spouse, to your children. Being able to go to the groceries, not worrying, oh no, this is the only thing that I can buy right now because this is the only thing that can fit our budget. I remember the very first time our second son, we only have two sons back then when we moved here in 2016. Um, we moved here April and his birthday is in May. We celebrated like 2 months earlier in the Philippines before moving. But here on his actual birthday, we actually got a cake from the convenience store as his birthday cake. It's actually good. I think from um, was it from Raba? Raba is like a good convenience store here, but it's a pretty, very affordable, cheap cake. Tastes good, but those are the humble beginnings that I'm grateful for because that's the only thing that we can splurge on that time. That only the cake that we can afford. And looking back, whenever I see that photo, like no other, I think that's just like lasagna and the cake, and that's it. And there's just one balloon, and we're all. Don't get me wrong, I'm very grateful for that moment. We already spent like um, McDonald's birthday party before leaving the Philippines, but those are like really simple things will that makes me appreciate those moments. And now, being able to just research like the best cake in Toronto. Um, of course, I still look at the price, but it's not like the biggest priority. I would focus on the quality. Like, is this really a good cake? And then I say, okay, how much is it? You know, Before it would be like, how much is it? Like, regardless of if it's good or not. So things like that. And I know a lot of parents can relate with that. I'm grateful. Like whenever I go to the groceries, um, I don't need to like check always how much the price is if it's gonna fit in the budget. I think that's the food category. Yes, we do have budget, like more or less a month, but I'm not like really strict. Like, okay, we cannot go beyond this. Although I don't think that's a good idea. If you have a budget, you have to follow that, right? But I have more wiggle room in those category because I have like boys, like growing boys, like they eat like 3 times their body weight, something like that, especially our eldest. So I'm grateful for those things that I can splurge and then on those, and then yeah, just spoil them with food. That's their love. I think that's their love language. Frozen cake from. Yes, yes, that's that now. Yeah. You know that flavor. Um, it's like a mousse, chocolate mousse cake, and then the top is like a little piping of the icing, chocolate mousse icing, which is really good, and it's like an oval thing. I think they still offer that. But that's the best cake that we can afford. And Rabba is the only store that we know when we arrive. And there's a Filipino sales lady there, and my husband would buy stuff. Sorry, excuse me. And the sales lady would say, "Why are you buying stuff here? It's expensive here." And we were like, "It is expensive there." We didn't know there's like a food basic nearby. There's no frills. I didn't know how to use Google Maps back then, so my husband was like just walking one block at a time and see what's in the neighborhood. Well, it's still this neighborhood. So it's really heartwarming to look back on those experiences. And now, we can just go into the Uber Eats and order the the best cake there that we think we would like. So we're very grateful for those moments. Whew. Whew. Can you guys see that? I think my camera is getting blurry. I hope that inspires you. So now I'm going home to wash the morning dishes, fix the morning chaos, and I'll go to the gym. I think I'll have a morning meeting with my VA and one of my head coaches prior. Whew, there you have it. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope you find value in this. If you do, let me know what's your biggest takeaway, and if you think somebody can learn from this, especially somebody new here in the business. Feel free to save this and share it to them, or if this is valuable to you, then save it and then you can watch it again. Okay, everybody, have a great day ahead. Bye for now. Take care.